Hello, welcome to the Health In Show, an affiliate program of Homeopathy World Community. You've come to the right place to tune in and participate with your comments and questions. Love is the greatest healer of all, but sometimes, in order to change our emotions, we must take action in other spheres of our lives. We speak with experts in alternative and complementary health fields and hope you will benefit in some small or great way. Remember, you are wherever your thoughts are. Make sure your thoughts are where you want to be.
Good morning, good night, or good afternoon, whatever suits you. So we wish you all the times and welcome to this Health In Show by Homeopathy World Community. This is a premier show since 2012. I and Devi was started with the help of Amnan sir with nishancommunication.com. We are here on every second Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So this is a live show for the health, to spread the homeopathy throughout the world. And we are talking always about the health and homeopathy. So Homeopathy World Community is an online community for the homeopaths and by the homeopaths. And this is community is founded by Debbie Bruck, who is no more with us, but in the heart, she is always be there. So today in this Health In Show, we have our guest, Dr. Hira H. Agarwal from India. Currently, he is in US now, and Dr. Hira Agarwal is an eminent homeopath from India. He is a world-renowned homeopath. He is a member of many associations. He is a privileged member of Delhi Homeopathic Medical Association. He was the member of Homeopathy World Community in the board as an executive member. And today we have with us Dr. Hira Agarwal. And welcome to Dr. Hira Agarwal, sir. Dr. Hira Agarwal, sir, welcome to the Homeopathy World Community and to the Health In Show. So before starting the show, I want to announce that we are not prescribing any kind of medicine in this live show. You can ask your question regarding the topic. The topic is homeopathy. Is it a science or is it a placebo? We will discuss with Dr. Hira Agarwal today. If you want to call in, you can call at 561 and if you want to ask your question at our chat, you just go at nishancommunication.com and go at the watch live section. So you can find our health show at nishancommunication.com. Emnan sir is always there for our help. And today he is also maintaining the show behind the camera. So Dr. Hira sir, welcome to the health show. So, Dr. Hira sir, we will start with that. The topic is homeopathy is really a science or really is a placebo. So, in this show, because we are live and many of the person are not knowing about the homeopathy. So, can you first tell what is actually homeopathy? Before we starting the show about the placebo or science about the discussion, so many of them want to ask what is actually the homeopathy.
Thank you, Deepak. Thank you very much. Greetings to all from India and also USA. Greetings on the eve, or rather the month of Christmas. Wish you all coming month, the Christmas part, and wish you good health for everybody. Homeopathy, known last 200 years to be working with all the sick individuals, still standing high after 200 years, creating or showing its effects on the sick individual. So, if we can say what is homeopathy, it's a system, rational system of medicine, a systemic system of medicine where it has been proved by Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, who was an allopathic MD himself, where he says that disease and health are to be maintained not by chemicals but by energy medicine. So, in short, if I have to say in a sentence, homeopathy belongs to physics while conventional medicine belongs to chemistry. It's all with energy. Nanoparticles, the main part in homeopathy is or individualization and potentization. We have to, each person on this earth is individualized, is different from another. So we have to do a tailor made medication for each sick individual. So that part is the core part of homeopathy, wherein the individual, why is he sick, that has to be understood. And that is why, being an individualized tailor system, dependent on single dose, and the remedies that are prepared are proven on healthy human beings, so that the side effects, the mental emotional part can be well understood, and it is hardly has any side effects. The theory of potentization is something which is totally different, but is more based on nanoparticles, which the science is today accepting the nano situation. So, in short, homeopathy belongs to physics, and it's all based on the metaphysical and energy fields.
Great, sir. This is a wonderful definition that you define homeopathy is a physics and the other medication is a chemistry. So yes, Dr. Henneman sir was founded it about 250 years ago, and when he's doing work on homeopathy, the thought was that it is a simplest way to treat a sick. So we are not going to treat the only eruption, we are going to treat the whole system who is corrupted and gives that eruption. So this is actually a homeopathy, and we will discuss more about this homeopathy and the about the science and other things. So Dr. Hira sir, uh, do you think many of the skeptics are showing that there is no scientific evidence and there is many placebo effects are there? So how you explain that it is a actually a placebo or actually a science behind that? Because many of the internet files are filled with the homeopathy is only a placebo. It is not a science.
It is the basic question still which is asked all over the world. We have to explain this in a very simple way. Like, I'll give you an example. There is a small seed, and when the seed grows up or blossoms, it becomes into a plant and has its fruits in a small seed. So, how is that planned by nature? That small part of the seed has everything in it. Once it blooms out, then it shows its saplings, its leaves, how many branches, and what fruits and how many fruits, the type of fruits it will have. Similarly, a human being also is made up of various complex systems, complex various organs, cells, which are in itself very complex to understand. We have understood anatomy, we have understood physiology, but still the working is in a very complex way. A small, simple dysynchronization or disregard in the system working will create a ripple of the whole human scenario, and you will have some symptoms coming up. Like you are getting a dust, immediately you will sneeze or you will cough. So that whole body system that is working on what grounds? Though there are cells, we talk about the whole scenario, but there is some energy which is working or keeping that going on. We say that the person is dead. So what has gone in it from it? The person which was there before 5 minutes back, suddenly you declare them as dead, and now you say that he's no more a human being, he's a dead body. So what has gone from it? There is some sort of vital energy, there is some sort of energy which is keeping all these things working. And when that energy goes away, we say that the person is dead. And that is what Hahnemann called as vital force. Current biomedical system does not have any answers to find out the whole scenario, though science has gone a lot, but still many things are yet to be found out. Now, if you see, human body also has a plan for its life. So we are not just, we are composed of energy body, simple or complex, with a lot of structural departments. The human body has a lot of structural departments, and each has an energy body which are simple and complex. Now, if you read or if you learn from Professor David Tong, which is a physicist and a scholar from the Cambridge University, in 2017, he had talked about energy fields, quantum, quantum fields, quantum fields and energy fields, where he says that energy fields are building blocks. He goes ahead from electrons and protons. He says that electrons and photons are mere disturbances in the ripple of these electronic fields or energy fields. He talks of energy. The whole, so we have to still do a lot of learning, experimentation, understanding. But whatever we have, quantum physics, that is why this quantum physics gives us, that is why we say that homeopathy is more physics. It's related to energy. So he very well says that we have to go beyond protons, electrons, and talk about these energy fields which are the building blocks of human body. So whenever there is a disturbance, we can take simple example, a disturbance, like you shout, you shout at your children. The force with which you talk, there is a change in the whole scenario of the child. And when there is persistently going out, there is a deviation in the magnetic field or the electronic field or the energy field of the children. These we have seen even in lithotripsy. When we give, these are all energy fields. In lithotripsy, the energy breaks the stone. So similarly, the energy transfer, how it transfers, that is still a question, which is still we have to found how this energy is transferred. But repeatedly, the way we talk with, if there is strong anger, if there is strong, we can say, pressure, With that pressure, now we talk about lifestyle disorders. So there is a lot of pressure on people, which is disturbing their energy fields. And once the body system's energy fields gets deviated, disease sets in. Then what is the remedy? Then how homeopathy helps? So homeopathy is based on succussion and potentization. Potentization is the basic core of homeopathy. We say that any substance which has medicinal properties, when they are potentized, their material value becomes less, the material things become less, but their inert energy is is brought into action, and that energy when brought it through potentization, that energy then works for the diseased person to stabilize the energy that has been disturbed. We'll take simple example, more concrete example, like there is a situation or a circumstance, a child is dead, the mother still feels that my child is not dead. The situation makes him very much grieved. She does not talk, she becomes like a stone. So what has happened? That incident of death has given a shock to the system. It has created a shock in the organism. And that shock has made the mother totally like a stone. She does not cry, she does not talk, she does not ventilate. She's just moving around. She had not accepted that my child is dead. There is no acceptance of the situation. So, what we do as homeopaths, there are some symptoms which the person is giving you. So, we now try to find in homeopathy a similar remedy which the person is giving you out as symptoms. That change in scenario will give out symptoms. We try to find an energy medicine from our side, which has been proved on healthy human beings, which has the same similar set of symptomatology, and try to give the best similar remedy having the same symptomatology in its proving. So when we transfer that energy, the inert energy of the medicine to the person, to the diseased person, there is a synchrony. And how is that synchrony happens? Through resonance. We talk in physics of resonance. We even say that when two things resonate very well, the frequency matches very well, then there is a good resonance. So that resonating medication, when given to the diseased person, there is again the synchrony, there is again the harmony, which makes the patient quite fit and quite healthy. So, this is how presently, from the quantum fields or quantum mechanics or quantum physics, we can say that homeopathy has really, it is not a placebo, but it is definitely a therapy, but which needs more evaluation in this light of physics. Also, if you see a professor from Brazil, Marcus Julian, he has given scientific all assumptions and scientific evidence in his book Technical Chambers for Homeopathy of the Regional Medical Council of State of Sao Paulo. He had created specific collections of documents named Scientific Evidences of Homeopathy in 2017 in three languages: Portuguese, English, and Spanish. So it's an e-book also which is published in 2023, and in 2024 it was translated into English and Spanish. So if you can read those books, if you can read all those collections in various nine different parts, he has talked about the research evidence based that homeopathy strongly works. Even back in India, where CCRH, Central Council of Research in Homeopathy, is the body which takes care of all these researches, has given a lot of clinical evidence. Now they talk about evidence based medicine. They have given a lot of clinical evidence which shows that homeopathy works. Now, how that energy transfer is still something to be found out. We need experimentation. As we came from maximum to nano things, we have to still, there are still many things in nature which are yet to be revealed. So, this transfer of energy, in what way it happens, is still a question. But there is definitely a transfer of energy which happens, and that is how the patient is brought to health very strongly. This is what I feel, or whatever I have read, I have seen, I have experienced in my 40 years, that the situation brings out the disturbances, and if you manage the situations, I think health is restored back again. This is my understanding of homeopathy, not as a placebo.
Great. Wonderful, sir. So, dear listeners, you are listening to Dr. Hira Agarwal, sir, from India. He is a homeopath, have more than 40 years of experience. And on this platform, you can ask any question by calling us at 561-518-9773. You can also ask your question at chat by clicking nishancommunication.com and go to the live show. So this is actually a live show and we are just discussing about the homeopathy is a science or a placebo. So as Dr. Hira Agarwal already told the many theories and many published articles about the homeopathy is a science, not a placebo. So in this context, I always said homeopathy is the only science in the world which connect your physical symptom to your mental state. Like if you have a fever, then we have to notice your irritability, we have to notice your anger, we have to notice your thirst. So this is the only science in the world available which connect your physical symptom with your mental state. So this is also a thought in my mind, and I always said this is actually a lacking of researchers who cannot find the science in homeopathy. This is not a fault of homeopathy, because if homeopathy is a placebo, it cannot be continue for last 250 years. Still, India is a biggest producer of homeopaths in entire the world, and have the biggest consumer of the homeopaths around the world. So, if the homeopathy is only a placebo science, then how it can be continued to treat a sick person? I'm right, Dr. Hira? So,
Yes,
yeah. So we are not going to fight with the skeptics who are just think that homeopathy is a placebo. For that, all the skeptics, I just welcome all to our homeopathic clinics. They just meet like the Dr. Hira Agarwal or any of the homeopaths, or around you. If you have a homeopath, you just connect with them and you just go and see the magic of the sweet pills. If you still not believing, you just take a dose of sulfur CM and just tell us about after the 3 months. So many of the videos I show in the internet that they take on a roadside and have a campaign that they take a homeopathic pills, and after 15 minutes or 20, 30 minutes they show that there is nothing with the homeopathy, and they called as the homeopathy is a placebo. But nobody told that what is happening after 1 month or 2 month or 3 months, what is going behind that. So homeopathy is a deeper science. If you are not understanding, this is your fault. Homeopathy is still there. Homeopathy is still working throughout the world. So, Dr. Hira Agarwal sir, you already mentioned all the kind of studies, and now the question is, how does the placebo effect influence how people feel after taking homeopathy remedies? As I want to mention from you. So, what is your comment?
There is another rule which is there prevalent in nature: survival of the fittest. And we are seeing this since our childhood. Our teachers or professors also told that you will only survive if you are fit to the situation. If homeopathy is surviving 250 years, not day one or day two, it means that it has that capability of changing things. It is the person's spectacle, or we can say the glasses through which he is seeing. We can only accept a situation when we taste it or when we see it personally, when we experience it personally. Experience is the best teacher. So, simple rule for the all these spectacles are, skeptics are, they should try homeopathy, they should experience homeopathy, and if they feel it is a placebo, then they should approach us. Simple rule. Rather than, there are many things in nature which still needs to be revealed, and things are moving, and I think everybody is experimenting. We are still open. We are more clinicians, not researchers. I would request from this platform of HWC that researchers all over the world who are working with only the part of research, we request them to work with us, to work joining hand with us. We will give them all the clinical data they need. We will show them cases, live cases, old cases, video cases. They should come to the understanding of how it works. It is their part of the story now to find out how homeopathy works. We are clinicians. We will give you all the data that is needed. This is what I want to say. But definitely, a time will come when homeopathy will definitely come out with flying colors saying that it works. Now it still works. It is for the black and white they want. The standardization that they are now uh, thinking, they want homeopathy to come under a specific standardization through which they should say that it is a science. Homeopathy, as working on a dynamic level, as working on energy level, and working on an individualized level. It's not like that allopathy. You give a blind trial. You give the same remedy to 20 people or 50 people and placebo control on 50 people and say that how my remedy works. It cannot happen. So the standards that they are using, the standards that they want homeopathy to come under is difficult, and that is why there is a difficulty finding out that how it works. So there will be some means coming in, more of research when it comes up, and homeopathy definitely will stand the proof that it has definitely a role in changing the whole scenario of health of the person. What else?
Yes, definitely. I always said about this topic that the science cannot calculate the blessings. If your parents are giving to you a blessing by putting the hands on your head, the science cannot calculate that at per square meter how much the blessing they give. So homeopathy are still there. We understand that the researchers have a failure to reach the homeopathic molecule or the atom. This is not a fault of homeopathy. Homeopathy is still working. Homeopathy working same as in 250 year ago. We already told. And in today's scenario, I everyone is talking about the homeopathy. In every country, at least homeopaths are there. This is the largest medical system of the medical system in the world, second largest medical system in the world, according to the WHO. Because after allopathy, the homeopathy is the second one who by every country. So when we are talking about this homeopathic science, I'm not talking about the placebo to my patients, or but still we need to discuss at this platform because we are going to everywhere. We are going to the person who are not a homeopath. Those are they and they never heard about the homeopathy or they never used homeopathy. But I want to tell each and everyone, if you never had experience with the homeopathy, you just go to the homeopath when you have the headache, when you have the fever, or whenever you whatever the symptom you have, you just go with the homeopath and take a just sweet pill or the liquid doses. And when many of the person are not believing on the pills, they are saying that it can be a steroid, then we simply dissolve the medicine in the water. And Dr. Hira sir, I want to request if you can talk about the water memory. This is also a part of the therapies which we have. If water have a memory, then homeopathy is also have a biggest memory. So can we include the water memory in today's topic?
Yes, there were researches which was initially initiated before this quantum physics or quantum field theory. There was a theory of water memory, and a lot of research was done in India and abroad. Even the journals had given that due to what the memory, water memory retention, homeopathy works well. That was one of the theory which was there behind. But since the quantum field theory has come or the energy theory has come, that has gone behind, and that has been not much accepted. But still, things are moving. Water retention theory or water memory theory is still accepted. But rather than acceptance, the most important is the biomedical standards what they are using today does not have all the answers for the health as well as for sickness. If you see, homeopathy still has the same remedies 250 years back and the same remedies working today. What pulsatilla, lycopodium, arnica were working 250 years, they are still working here. They are working all over the world with the same name. There are no trade names, there are no other names. The pulsatilla in USA is the same, the pulsatilla in India also is the same. Because the base, like in chemicals, in conventional medicine, the chemicals are changing, and that is why there is a resistance to the medications that they are getting. But as we are not working with chemicals, we are working with the energy fields. We are working with energy. We are working with synchronization. We are working with resonating energies. We see that the same remedies are there all over throughout the world working, as well as they have not changed. There are no resistance nor any side effects. What maximum can happen is you can have an aggravation of a situation rather than any side effect. We can have an aggravation which is known in homeopathy. If the energy that we are transferring is a little bit more stronger, We talk about potencies, 230 potency, 200 potency, 1M potency, 10M potency. So whenever there is a shift in the energy of a higher cater, there can be an aggravation of symptomatology. But there are no side effects because it is a whole matter of system of balancing, synchronizing the imbalances that has occurred in the individual. It not only takes care of the physical, but as Deepak sir said, it has a mental, emotional imbalances also giving rise to normalcy of the mental and emotional state. If a person is healthy physically, but mentally is trying to plan killing of people or doing robbery in a bank, in homeopathy we say that he is the more sick person because he is not healthy in mind. Somebody is always angry, somebody is always frustrated, somebody is always yelling. He has no love, he has no compassion, then he is sick emotionally. So these two states, the mental emotional state, can only be balanced in the homeopathic medication or homeopathic system of medicine. How does that occur? There has to be something. And that is why today we are saying that bringing back that synchronization is something which homeopathy does. And today we can only say that that synchronization, that resonance comes through the medications that we give, and that is an energy transfer. So we have to understand this much we can say, but the best is experience is the best teacher. So people who should not only experience simple short diseases, they may say that it is okay, it has to it is a self-limiting disease and it has to get better. We are not talking of self-limiting diseases. We are talking of really chronic diseases which are still there, resistant diseases. Now we are having a new set of diseases, the resistant diseases, resistance to antibiotics, chronic urinary tract infection. When there is a strong resistance, homeopathy is working. Homeopathy is working with various diseases in the body which are difficult to be treated with all conventional medicines also. Warts are there, skin diseases are there. How do they go away? If it is a placebo, how do they go away? How does depression go away? How does anxiety or panic attack goes away? So all these are questions. Clinically, we have seen that the patient gets definitely strong better, though there are limitations. Whenever the pathology goes beyond reversibility, then the role of palliation also comes up, which we have seen in cases of cancer. Palliation definitely is given for the pain, though after giving morphine, there is no change in pain. When we give homeopathy, the pain is much soothing, the pain is much relieved. Even in post surgical cases, if we give rather than painkillers, homeopathic remedies, post surgical cases, we have seen that homeopathy lessens down the use of painkillers. So there is a lot of experiments to be done from the research point of view. But clinically, we have a lot of evidence in various scenarios where we have seen that homeopathy definitely has a very strong uh, hold in clearing or in treating patients. Chronic tonsillitis, chronic adenoids, ear discharges, eardrum that have been gone. How does that get repaired? Allergic rhinitis, all sorts of allergies. any sort of allergy. It may be rhinitis, it may be skin allergy, it may be urticaria. How does the body system gets normalized? While in allopathy, you are dependent on medicine. There one more thing is homeopathy does not make you dependent on medicine. Once your body system is synchronized and you remove homeopathic medications, the body does not need again homeopathy unless there is a relapse, which is very rare. That is why we say we cure people, we try to cure people. We are treating people, not making them dependent on medicines, but we are curing them, making them stabilized and off any medication. There should be no medication henceforth. So that is another important part where there is no dependency on medicines for homeopathy. If you take the medicine, then only I will pass my stool, my constipation should go away. Now, cause of constipation, irregularity or slowness of the movement, achalasia cardia, movement of the esophagus is slow, stricture esophagus, where there is a stricture, there is a spasm. You are having cases of urethral strictures. Now, why people are coming with urethral strictures? It is more a spasm, and that spasm is related to the spasm in the mind. There is a crunch somewhere in the whole scenario of his life. When there is a crunch, the vulnerable system in the body goes into a spasm, and then you get strictures. So these are the things which homeopathy is working very beautifully. We have to find how it works. Thus, we are open for research. We are very much interested in research, but saying that I cannot find how it works, and just for that reason saying that it is a placebo or it is a uh, no science is something which is I don't agree to. So things will move. We have a lot of clinical scenarios in each from head to toe. Any disease you can say, headaches, conjunctivitis, allergic conjunctivitis, migraines. What can you do with migraines? Nothing. Tonsillitis, adenoids, laryngeal warts. Then you have recurrent bronchitis, asthmatic bronchitis, asthma, gastroenteritis diseases, gastroenterological diseases, acidities, all these things, ulcers, Crohn's disease, irritable bowel syndrome. You name any disease, and homeopathy is there because homeopathy works with the individual rather than the disease. So, any disease or any system which is affected in an individual is very well taken care by homeopathy, and that is why we are not specialist of disease, but we are specialist of the individual, making him quite healthy in mind, emotion, and physical, so that a good synchronization or synchrony is maintained and the whole system is working again back in a normal state. That is what homeopathy does. Even in
Yes,
gynecology,
great.
we have.
Yes. This is wonderful, sir. I already read your many articles in which you showed the cured cases with the documentation, with all kind of the papers you submitted. You have a big research even on cancer. You are working. I know. I know about your criteria to treat a patient. Even I'm not saying the patient, the sick person, and you are the one of the student who is a direct student of Dr. George Vitholkar sir. So this is our specific things that we should know about the homeopathy is a science or placebo. It is our privilege to have you in our health in show that you are there. And I want to ask a thing that maybe the people are confusing with that. is the homeopathy is for everyone? It is especially for the childhood, or especially for the adults, or especially for the geriatric purpose, or is it for everyone?
Homeopathy is for everyone who is living, not only for humans, but also it's proved itself in veterinary as well as in uh, agriculture. Even plants and veterinary animals, homeopathy has been used successfully. So any human or living creature that is there on earth, homeopathy works, because finally again the whole scenario comes. What changes in it is the system of energy, the energy. There is the whole world, the whole atmosphere is full of energy. The whole world is working with energy. So without energy, nothing moves. So something is moving is because of some energy, the potential or kinetic energy. And that is why we say that homeopathy is physics. It's all related to energy. So child from the womb till the tomb, it is talked about. A child is still who is not born, he is in the womb of the mother. For them also, homeopathy works. We had cases where recurrent abortions, retarded growths, all these many children who are born with some mental illnesses or born with some difficulties, the cause is with the mother's emotional state during pregnancy. So, considering the emotional state of the mother during pregnancy, if the medicine is given, there are changes in the children, changes in the newborn children which are born with difficulties. Even children born with in cold weather, when it's a bad cold, and they catch a pneumonia, and they get recurrent bronchitis or recurrent respiratory tract infection, upper or lower. It is that part, that causative factor, which has to be taken into consideration. And if you give the remedies, their immune system, the immunity develops. This is how we say that develop your immunity, develop your immune system, make your immune system stronger. So, who will bind that immune system? Homeopathy has that capacity of making your immune system stronger to fight or combat all the viruses, bacteria which are there around us, the allergies around us, to make you more stable and healthy, not only physically, but also mentally and emotionally. You have to have that compassion, that love, the what we are seeing today. There is a loss of companionship, compassionateness, love. Everybody is angry, everybody is just has become more, we can say, as selfish. Selfish. They have become more selfish. They are not thinking of others. What I can get. That nature itself is creating a lot of ripple inside. So that also has to be sorted out. So it works with everybody, all living creatures on earth. Human beings definitely.
Great. This is wonderful. So you are watching the Health In Show. This Health In Show is by Homeopathy World Community. If you are a homeopath or you are not a homeopath, you can join the Homeopathy World Community. The membership is for homeopaths and for the associate members, for those who are not a homeopath but those who are love for the homeopathy. So Dr. Hira Agarwal sir, I request if you rejoin the Homeopathy World Community, it will be wonderful. And for the joining, you can go through homeopathyworldcommunity.com. You can write us at homeopathyworldcommunity@gmail.com. You can follow us and at for our Facebook page, that is by SWC, and Instagram page Homeopathy World Community, and also at the Twitter. So you can join the Homeopathy World Community from anywhere. This show is produced by nishancommunication.com, and the Mr. Emnan is the behind the camera. He is always with us. So we are talking today about the homeopathy is a science or placebo. So as Dr. Hira sir already explained all the things, I am still working on the cases of PCOD and the infertility since 2008. I've practicing more than 15 years. I am very less from the Dr. Hira Agarwal sir. But here I am. I want to include that the homeopathy is the only science in the world who can touch your subconscious mind. Like if you have a disturbed dreams, then homeopathy can help you. So, if any medication that can help to maintain your subconscious mind, that will be a perfect science. This cannot be a placebo. I always learning from Dr. Hira Agarwal sir. Whenever I am stuck in my practice, I just call him and I want to share a few things about Dr. Hira Agarwal because he is a very senior doctor. He is currently now doing show from the USA. He is practicing in many countries. Many countries have a patient from many countries. So, Dr. Hira Agarwal, sir, if anyone wants to contact you, then how can contact you? Can you tell us the phone number or email?
They can contact me on my email hhagarwal at gmail.com. hhagarwal at the rate gmail.com, or on my mobile +91 8856 88 5831. They can contact on WhatsApp, or they can write me on my email. I'll be happy to help out budding
And
homeopaths as well as patients.
how anyone can find your literatures like if they want to see your magics, then where
I have my YouTube channel. They can see all the video cases on the YouTube channel. And presently, my website is out of, it's still under working. So once the website is okay, we'll put on the websites also. But YouTube channel is going on. I'm not on Instagram yet, but they can write to me directly. Any budding homeopaths who are having difficulties can contact me, or patients also can contact me.
Okay, thank you, sir. And here is the last question. This is, I think we should talk about this. We talking about the many kind of diseases homeopathy can treat, but what are the actually limitation of homeopathy? So, is there any limitations, or the homeopathy can treat each and every kind of disease or the symptom?
The first thing one should understand are the limitations. We should know our limits. Once we know our limits, if we are working within our limits, I think homeopathy has wonders. Limitations are like if the pathology is too strong, where there is an irreversible pathology, where only palliation can be done. If the disease or the pathology is life threatening, suppose you are having a sudden heart attack or you have a surgical situation, these are the cases which homeopathy or homeopath should send to higher centers so that they are managed quite well. Surgical conditions, life threatening conditions, uh, more difficult pathologies, or we can say severe neurological diseases. Even in severe neurological diseases where there is no life threatening, but it is a deteriorating state, I think homeopathy still works in those cases where it can reduce the progression of the disease, multiple sclerosis, uh, all those cases, Alzheimer's disease. It helps them to reduce the pace of the disease. So there are very few limitations, life-threatening, severe pathology, and surgical cases. Even in some surgical cases, I told you, esophageal strictures, urethral strictures, recurrent kidney stones, there still homeopathy works. Gallstones, so homeopathy works there too. In some surgical cases, adenoids, tonsillitis, uh, though they are surgical, still homeopathy works. So We have to be very selective in understanding, and that I think as you start your practice, you can understand whether I should continue with this case or should not continue with this case. But the limitations are definitely there, and one should be aware of your limitation.
Yes. So thank you so much, sir, for today's having with us with SWC and Show at Health in Show. I request you to please again come with a pathological cases so that everyone can see the results of homeopathy. I will invite you after 3 or 4 months because at the January I already have a fixed speaker, and at the February we have a fixed speaker. So after 3 or 4 months, whenever the schedule is there, I will call you and will request you to come at SWC and Health in again. And I want to thank you, Dr. Hira Agarwal sir, for this wonderful speech. And thank you to Nishan Communication, Mr. Amnan sir. And thank you all of you who are listening very carefully. If you have any question, you can write us at homeopathyworldcommunity@gmail.com. You can go through our website homeopathyworldcommunity.com. You can join SWC, or you can ask each and everything about the homeopathy from my to the SWC, or if you want to ask to Dr. Hira Agarwal sir, he already mentioned their email ID and the channels. So I want to thank you all, and thank you so much, sir, once again. And thank you, Amnan sir, for this wonderful time you are giving always to the SWC. Thank you so much.
Finally, I would say that the mission of all pathies, the healing system that are prevalent, the traditional medical system, the conventional system, and homeopathy, all have a similar goal or a common goal, that to heal the sick, to give the best possible medical service so that their pain is reduced, they are out of their illness, sickness, and disease phase. The goal is common, the roads are different.
Yes.
And the truth is that nobody has the monopoly to say that we can only do it, or if we don't do it, nothing can happen. The concept and the patient of the doctor, the consent is important. And finally, all human beings are intelligent enough to understand what they are choosing. If they are choosing a shirt, they will see 10 times what is best for me and what is cost effective for me. Similarly, while choosing a health system, so they will be definitely conscious of what they are taking, any traditional medication that they are taking, whether homeopathy, yoga, Ayurveda, Unani, whatever they are. They are conscious, they are aware about it. And finally, the consent of two people is important. If my patient is happy with me, I think there should be no botheration for the others to say why is he taking homeopathy. And the third is, there should be a choice given to the people to understand what is good for them and what is beneficial for them. By just saying that that is not true, it is false, it's not a good scenario, because finally we all need to help each other rather than joining hands with each other would be a more better option for helping all the sick humanity all over the globe. The today's scenario is not corporate hospital, but corporate system of medicines working hand in hand and making what best is from which traditional medications, and to help the patient out is the present day rather than blaming one another. So I think we should help each other to do the best for our patients, which is our highest goal, highest mission of life. Thank you very much. Thank you, Deepak. Uh, Thank you, Nissan Communications, for giving this good technological, uh, making this whole globe coming together on a laptop. And I'm definitely thankful for all the HWC platform for giving me this platform to share my little bit of views and experiences. Thank you, all the viewers all over who are there
Thank,
present today for
thank,
being together. Thank you very much.
thank you, sir. And you lastly talk about the transdisciplinary medicine or the integrative approach, and the word is going towards this. So thank you so much, sir. We will meet again. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section at nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by StreamingGear.com and DeltaForce.net.